Today we're going to be proving lines parallel. We're going to be looking at some angle measures, and from those angle measures we're going to say that the lines are parallel. This is pretty much the opposite of Chapter 3, Section 2. And you'll notice we start with CA, which means corresponding angles. And if your corresponding angles are congruent, then your lines are parallel. The next one is going to be if your alternate interior angles are congruent, then your lines are parallel. And if your alternate exterior angles are congruent, then your lines are parallel. All of these, we start with the angles, end up with the lines. So here we're going to have, let's call these angle 1 and angle 2. So we start out if angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, then we can say line A is parallel to line B. If your angles are congruent, then your lines are parallel. Next one, we're going to call these angle 3 and angle 4. So if angle 3 is congruent to angle 4, and we're going to call those lines C and D, then line C is parallel to line D. And the third one, if we have alternate exterior angles, if angle 5 is congruent to angle 6, then E is parallel to F. Corresponding angles congruent, alternate interior angles congruent, alternate exterior angles congruent, then the lines are parallel. And the last two, if your same side interior angles add to 180, then your lines are parallel. And if your same side exterior angles add to 180, then your lines are parallel. So this picture, we're going to call this 7 and 8. If angle 7 plus angle 8 equals 180, then G is parallel to H. And we'll call these angles 9 and 10. If angle 9 plus angle 10 equals 180, then I is parallel to J. The first thing that we're going to do with these theorems is find some values of x that make the lines parallel. So we need to find the value of x that makes the lines parallel. 3 and 7 are corresponding angles, so we would want those to be equal. 4x minus 80 equals 3x minus 50. You would subtract 3x from both sides, and you would have x minus 80 equals negative 50. Adding 80 to both sides, your x equals 30. So that's the angle measures that makes your lines parallel. Letter B, looking at angle 1 and angle 8. Those are alternate exterior angles. If your alternate exterior angles are congruent, then your lines are parallel. So we subtract 4x from both sides, and you have 25 equals x plus 12. Subtracting 12 from both sides, your x equals 13. Number 3, we are looking at angles 2 and 3. Those are same side interior angles. And your same side interior angles have to add to 180. That would become 5x plus 30 equals 180. When you subtract 30 from both sides, you have 5x equals 150. And so the value x equals 30 would make those lines parallel. And example D, angle 8 and angle 4 are alternate exterior. So you would have 13x minus 4 equals 9x plus 16. You subtract 9x from both sides, and you have 4x minus 4 equals 16. And adding 4 to both sides, you have 4x equals 20. So if x is 5, that's the value that makes those lines parallel.